Leading with empathy and compassion creates a space to build leaders and to form well rounded individuals. I choose this as my interpersonal leadership philosophy because I believe this statement to be true through my mentorship and through the students that I serve as an educator. When I first started teaching 4 years ago, I was told that I needed to build a successful music program. The previous teacher had built a program that was very successful because of the relationships that teacher had built within the student body and with the parents. Being up for the challenge, I decided to lead with empathy and compassion. I noticed that I needed to start to build my successful program by forming relationships with the students and the families. That is step number one when you lead with compassion and with empathy. Building a relationship is most important when you're talking to parents, families, and even your coworkers, because at this point you are building a foundation that allows room for growth within that community. If I did not form those relationships with those families and with those students and also with those coworkers, I would not have gotten the support I needed to grow the program I was creating. When you're creating a program and when you're leading, you need to form those relationships so that you have a solid foundation to allow growth for each member of that organization. Building relationships are as simple as having a conversation with a family, having a conversation with a coworker, talking to students not like they're children, but like they're little people. Having those conversations and being authentic in your words. When you are authentic and when you're genuine with those children, with those teachers, with those students, with those families, they feel comfortable coming to you and allowing you to lead them to the next level. In this week's module, we talked about authentic leadership, cognitive and emotional empathy. Cognitive empathy is basically understanding how the person feels. Emotional empathy is feeling what the other person feels, putting yourself in that person's shoe. When you're leading that way and when you're understanding how they feel and forming those relationships, that is how you create buy-in for any organization, not just education. The second step to my philosophy is to set those expectations with the people that you form the relationships with. The reason we form relationships is so that you can set an expectation so the person can meet them. If you do not form relationships, a person is not willing to follow expectation. But when you form those relationships, they are willing to follow expectation and meet and go beyond those expectations. That is why it's the second. The third and final step is to walk in excellence, walk in achievement. Because at that point, you have built that relationship, you have set the expectations, now you have to walk in achievement. At this point, they have met your expectation. They have met your goal, and now you're walking in achievement. You're celebrating the success. That is another form of building that relationship with the person, with the coworker, with the student, with the teachers. You are walking in excellence, allowing yourselves to celebrate your success. That is the final step. When you choose to lead with empathy and compassion, you're choosing to lead others into leadership. My goal is to never be the only leader. My goal is to build leaders within different communities. That is why I choose to lead with empathy and compassion, so that they can see the blueprint of what I created and build upon that blueprint. My philosophy is only the blueprint of what someone else can add to. When I built those music programs, I didn't build them so that it could stop with me. I built them so that it can have a solid foundation for the next teacher to come along and build on that foundation. That is what leadership is, building on the foundation a leader sets so that growth is always happening. Leading with compassion and empathy to create leaders and to form well-rounded individuals. That is how you create a leader.